Well, it's about time. It's beginning to hurt. So, it looks like it's official now. After my recent postings, remember there was that... They've been playing with our emotions a lot. I always say, Martin, you kinky bastard. This time, I'm going to say, Dave and Martin, you big tease. A few weeks ago, we got this photo, and I made a video about that, and you can watch that video here. A lot of excitement, and then only just a few days ago, we received a lot of speculation. There was a lot of stuff online. I was getting a lot of messages, people sending me screenshots and dates from various different sources saying that there's going to be a press conference in Berlin on October the 4th. And of course, I made a few postings on my Facebook page, just not announcing them, just saying, look, this is what I've heard. I don't know. Unfortunately, we're at a point, and I don't want to get political now, but we're in a point in the world these days where when you see something, your first instinct is not to believe it, with all the disinformation and stuff. So therefore, I never want to perpetuate false narratives. So I'm very, very guarded with what I share. But anyway, a lot of news came out and they said, hey, Depeche Mode are back and everything. And so I just kind of shared the news more in a question kind of way, like, is this true? Is this happening? Or whatnot. But being very, very careful with what I said, this photo then appeared a few days ago, which is simply appears to be a Neumann U87 condenser mic with a pop shield. And I can see what Depeche Mode were doing. I think they were being intentionally Dave and Martin, you tease. They were being a tease. They knew what they were doing. And it's interesting because I think with this band, they've always been very, very private. They don't do many interviews unless they're touring. They don't really have Twitter accounts and things like that. They're not like most artists these days that, are kind of tweeting and broadcasting every day, which is kind of what is necessary these days with this. It's just the way it is these days. Artists need to kind of be a bit in your face, but Depeche Mode, of course, have got nothing to prove. And if we look at their sort of chronology and their history, typically Depeche Mode release an album, every 4 years. It's been a bit longer now because of COVID, but they are fundamentally very, very private people. So there's always been this, oh guys, just give us something. And finally, we got these photos. And just yesterday, early this morning, this popped up on the official Depeche Mode page, which is a really, really grainy photo, which looks like it was taken with a Polaroid back in the early 70s, simply with a date. And this has the date now. They are being really, really vague, and I think this may be part of the whole sort of marketing campaign. And the great thing was, I joked when the photo popped up this morning, the quality of that photo is so bad, which prompted me to, leave a message and tag Brian Griffin on this and just say, hey man, it looks like they need some help with their photography. And of course, Brian responded, a little joke. But, instead of making a big hoo-ha and a big deal about it, I could be wrong, but maybe some of this misinformation was leaked on purpose just to start the debate. And if that was indeed the case, that was a stroke of genius. And what do I mean by that? I'm referring to all these sort of news from blogs and certain sites that said there was going to be a press conference. And this was without there being any sort of official news from the band themselves, which made a lot of people think, okay, is this news? Is this bullshit? Is this really happening? So that may have well been done intentionally to get us to the point where we are now so that we would be discussing things, because this has been really a hot topic for the past few weeks, ever since they posted that photo of Dave and Martin in Martin's Santa Barbara home studio. People were just going, okay, something's up, and it's just like, Dave and Martin, you bloody tease. just like these random photos and everyone to get everyone talking. But it does look like the press conference is official and it will be happening in Berlin. I do not know any thing really more other than that. Some people have asked me if I'm going. I wasn't invited. I don't know how it works, but it's all very exciting. Before we continue with this video, I've got some very exciting news for you that if you're a Depeche Mode fan, you'll be very, very interested to know about. Yes, this is the first of its kind event hosted here in London, October the 17th. There's not much time, guys, so please jump on and get your tickets. If you haven't got your ticket yet, why not? Where are you? It is in London, and funny enough, we've had a lot of people booking tickets from America and Europe coming especially for this event. So if you've got any questions, you can find the link in the description below. Hit me with an email. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Back into today's video, which is the great news. So, what does this mean, October the 4th? Is there going to be a press conference? Yes, I think there is. Leave your comments in the description below and let me know a little bit more about that, because often people turn to me as a, as a source of Depeche Mode news, and whereas that's flattering, I often say to people, when it comes to Depeche Mode, I'm pretty knowledgeable so far as their music is concerned, with the songs and the music. I'm not really big on trivia, I'm not big on, Depeche Mode history. There are certain geeks out there that can give you the catalog numbers for all their albums and what years and completely geeky stuff. I'm not really on that level. I'm just really more into their music and analyzing their songs. So whereas it is flattering when people ask me for my opinions on certain Depeche Mode hot topics, a little bit in the dark sometimes, although I do have access to some people in the know because of my channel and the responsibility I have. I feel I cannot be spreading fake news and stuff, and that is why I've been very sort of careful about this press conference and the news, and anything I've posted recently has been like, well, is this true? What do you think? Not trying not to put my foot in it. But anything that comes up, I will certainly be making videos on this. This is, Depeche Mode is a very, very important part of this channel and indeed my personal journey as an artist and a producer. So I will be following this up and keeping a close eye on this, and I would just like your participation, and leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. This is so exciting. What do you want to say about it? Anything you want to say, hit me. Let's start the conversation, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Lots of love. Adios.